that up. Big thanks everyone who's new to the stream. We've hit our follower goal. We have 71 followers a day as a new daily goal. Trying to just remind people who are new to the stream to follow. And do you know why 79, Maynard?
Because it's 10 better than 69? I don't know.
71, sorry. I didn't even say the right number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because it's yeah, you know. It's because 69, you know, just add 2. You know?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Just plus 2.
Nice. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I also have to admit that when you said eunuch, I thought you meant eunuch, as in someone whose balls have been cut off.
Well, that's what I feel like whenever I have to put the shirt on, Maynard.
I'm like, that's a pretty mean way to describe people that wear that shirt, Pig. But
oh, come on! If someone wears that out of their own choice,
no way they got a swing and sack left when they wear that shirt without being forced to.
It's just, you know, I never even intended to call it that. It's just when I say eunuch fast, it sounds a lot like eunuch, and so it's become
eunuch sounds like eunuch. Yeah, it's definitely.
Well, anyways,
we have parting Armani grand final best of 5.
Oh yeah.
And it's submarine, so the probe gets over there nice and quick and sees that the Zerg's not even messing with them. He's just going to go, I'll take that third base.
What is, so this is weekly number, like, what, 32, right? 33?
32, yep.
32.
No, number 32.
This is the American EPT Weekly with 2 American players, guys. We are your American casters. Of course, we're from the United States, state of New South Wales, and South Australia is also a state within America, just as the Republic of Korea is. Both of these players hailing from Seoul, both playing a bunch of games against each other historically and in the past, but Parting comes in as the big boy favorite.
I think so. You know, we were talking about how Armani is a very high-ranked ladder player that, as far as tournaments goes, he does seem to struggle, especially against like certain kinds of Protosses. And Parting is definitely his own brand. He's one of the more aggro, weird Protosses out there.
Yeah. And last shout-out regarding that, since people are asking, this is the shirt. That is the plunging neckline.
Yeah,
and it looks a lot better with my hairy nipples barely covered by it. It is basically as close as I can get to revealing myself without breaking terms of service. So, got to be careful with that, TOS.
Like you're almost showing your belly button at that point. How deep that eunuch is.
Yeah. One day I'm gonna have it on when Smix drops by the channel. And she's like, "Pig, put that away."
Ain't nobody want that. we do have a Zealot first and then an Adept to follow here from Parting, so he's just sort of, you know, trying to put on some early game pressure with his gateway units. Not really finding a ton of damage. Yeah,
it's just annoying though. It's just annoying, man. Like just trying to keep the probe count down. I would say it's going fine for Armani so far, but as the second Adept comes in, that's the kind of real point of contention, right? And it's this. I actually think the Queen should stay on creep. Don't go too far away. She wants to land a few more hits. Plenty of Zerglings coming out. Ling speed is about 15 seconds away. As long as the Queen survives, Armani doesn't mind taking a bit of damage on her.
True that. She can deal with things, man. She can take the hits. She's a strong lady. This
die, Zealot! Get out!
The Zealot's got 1 kill and a dream, and it's continuing to keep Lings away from the Adepts. Oh, that might be an adept kill here on the right. Yeah, there we go. Nice.
But this is the damage, keeping that worker count down. Meanwhile, 30 probes versus 24 drones, and that is the frustrating part here. There is a third Queen out. Ling speed is now done. Armani reasserting a little bit of control. But this is all just, you know, Parting saying, let's just F your opening up and go straight into Glaives. 5-gate Glaives. Parting loves to do it this way. And on this map, man, I don't even think you need the Robo. Honestly, you could just do this without a Prism. It's like 1 shade into their third base. Like, it is actually so hard to defend on this map.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so many Adepts. Usually, for people out there that usually see the Adept printer, you're like, oh, this is the Adept printer, it's regular Adept printer. 5 gates is 1 gate more than regular. Normally, it's just the 4. And then it's Robo for the Prism to go across the map. And Pig's saying, you don't need that Prism because this map is tiny. Comparatively. So you basically, he's right. You could shade, and you're basically on the edge of the creep of the third base with 1 shade.
And of course, a worker pulled off each gas geyser in the main. 4th and 5th gateway finishing on up here. Roach Warren's on the way. Lots of Zerglings coming out, but so this is such a hard thing to navigate. And I honestly have so much respect for Zerg players with how well they're defending with this Queen Zergling and delayed Roach defense against this build order. Because if at any moment those Adepts get themselves in a nice little tight corner where the surface area is limited, the Lings can just get diddled. They do not do well against the Adepts in a front-on fight. And we're seeing this now, 10 Adepts coming across the map. Armani wants to deny the third behind this. I think he's got to hit that natural right now. Force a few warp-ins at home. Oh, he times it so the warp-ins go on the front. No warp-in.
Nice.
That was perfectly timed. That's going to cause some problems, but Parting does have 2 more warp-ins come in just in time to defend it. Uh-oh, Queen's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, these Adepts on the front line are definitely doing a ton of damage for Parting, and those last 2 Adepts quite clutch as well back at home to stop the Zerg from doing anything on the other side of the map.
Ooh.
That's a lot of Lings, but that's also a lot of Resident Englaive Adepts. Most of the Lings will go down here.
I mean, thankfully he's shading backwards because I feel like there's nothing left for Armani. He's got almost no Zerglings left. Roaches are starting to come out. He's at 38 drones versus 40 probes. Parting started the gases and the probe production behind it. He will, of course, go to a Mortal's Blink +1, but for now, everything is focused on the unit production. He hasn't started that tech transition yet. He's just slowly incrementing it while trying to keep up the pressure. If he finishes that shade, he's a madman. Parting, it looks like he's getting a lot of damage done here, but there's a spine anchoring the third and a spine anchoring the natural. And I would honestly say this looks like it's mostly being held. My one worry for Parting is what always worries me. He gets in this position. He does really well. He might shave 2 Adepts in, send a few Adepts in with the Prism. But almost without fail, in the last 30 games I've watched him do this, he will let this shade finish on top of Roaches and get all the Adepts killed at some point. And it always looks like an accident. And it's just like he's too busy macroing, he gets distracted. And it's always a really bad trade. Let's hope he doesn't do it this time.
No, he's going to use the shade here to just escape.
Gets a Queen.
So,
not bad.
Yeah. Nicely done with the Adepts. Another Link counterattack there from Armani, but enough Adepts to once again hold that line.
Yeah.
Still a lack of third Nexus. Parting's about to move out to take it. And he's actually going to a Robotics Bay right away here and a Sentry, so he really wants to get towards Colossi and Force Fields.
Oh, nice one in the main. We're going to need an Evo chamber block. The Roaches are a bit too slow to the party. Evo, Evo, Evo! Oh, those Adepts are doing a lot of damage, man. 34 drones. Armani's looking a little dead.
Yeah, Parting. And that's the thing with this Adept Prender thing. Like, you got to stay on top of the Adepts the whole time, because the one time you don't, that's when you die. Someone just goes Parting on one good shade to get past your defenses to end you. And 5 drones is pretty huge. Also, it's not just the 5 drones he's killed a lot of units. There's not really an army for the Zerg at the moment. Meanwhile, at home, Parting's got some Lings in his main, but he still has Adepts. He's actually making a Disruptor right now, so he's feeling a little bit of pressure, but...
Well, this is he knows the all-in's coming, right? And he just goes for a Disruptor, and he's dropping shield batteries in the natural and the third. As long as... I think Parting should pull back to the natural. I'll be honest, I don't think he realizes this is 28 drones, man. There's like literally no economy for the Zerg player right now. He's just got to survive, does Parting, and he's going to look for the juicy, dropping the ball on the Ravagers.
Yeah, he's going for the ball here. Lings in the natural, though. Nice little move there from Armani. Breaks them off into the natural, so he's definitely going to get some damage done there. Parting, it doesn't really have shield batteries to fight in front of at the moment at the third base. So he might also bite off a little bit more than he could chew. The Immortal definitely doing a lot for the backline, losing quite a few of his sentries.
Big Biles, it's just this is completely all in, and that Prism is what scares me. The Disruptor, he's almost ready to fire another load off here, and 2 Disruptors, both loaded, ready to go, and they are randy to find themselves some Ravagers.
Yeah, God, they love Ravagers. That's their kink, that's their fetish.
Oh, they get him. 3 Ravagers to 1 ball.
And Lings in the main is still causing mischief here for Parting. He's killed 18 probes. So what will happen is the game will continue. I feel like Armani did enough worker damage to Parting that he's like not dead anymore. Yeah. But it's still not amazing. Even though you look at the worker count, you're like, oh, Zerg's in a really good worker spot. I mean, Protoss still has 3 Nexus. It's 3 base Zerg against 3 base Protoss. I still don't super love it for Armani. I also think he has to deal with Prism Disruptor soon as well, which is not going to be comfortable.
Yeah, not at all. Not on the Korean server especially, right? I've seen Parting do some really, like, he goes speed Prism Disruptor drop on US Central, and I'm like, okay, Parting. Like, no, that's not smart. Like, this is like one of those moves that just you don't do on that ping. It's like Storm Drop, same thing. You're trying to Storm Drop on that ping, like, it can work, but it's so dicey. There's just much more reliable things to do, but I think sometimes Parting just tries to always do the flashiest play.
He's going for the Queen here. It takes more than 1 Disruptor Nova to kill the Queen. It was a little bit indecisive with the last one when he saw the drones pull back, so he didn't get the kill.
She took a self-defense class. She knows how to block the turkey slap.
Yeah, she roundhouse backheeled that Nova away from him. Another attack here from Ragnarok, but not a super convincing one. It's a lot of Ravagers. Oh, I like the Ling flank.
The Glaive Adepts, though, are so good against the Zerglings. Like, that's it. It always looks almost good, and then the Zerglings just evaporate. A couple of big old balls.
Oh! Some
Busts.
balls to the face just to seal the deal there as Parting wins game 1.
Yeah, just busts a Disruptor on the face of Armani to finish it. Honestly, just a great opening, and let's be real, if my hatch got blocked, I would always open up, like, Gas Pool and try to do some gimmick shit. Like, I'm just like, man, playing a normal 3-hatch build against Parting on Submarine, like, I am not that brave. Armani, he tries to do it. He almost hangs on, but there was just a few moments where the Adepts kind of managed to fight against the Zerglings on their own. The Zerglings were often kind of trickling into them rather than getting that one brutal surround. And that is simply the nature of the way he took advantage. I think the spines were nice initially, but then Parting just avoided them. Took the fight in the middle and kept shading into the main away from the spines. And because of that, the spines, an important safety measure for Armani, but not as impactful as he would have liked.
Yeah. And that's kind of like why I feel it's surprising to see Armani do so well in the ladder, I guess, is because he just seems like he's one of those Korean Zergs that still is very Korean Zerg in the sense that he likes to just any excuse to go for a rod troll in is basically what I'm trying to say, you know. And I feel like Protosses, especially people like Parting, are so good against shit like that now that it seems unconvincing to go for it. Like, you know, there's moments, of course, if you can catch the Adepts and kill them, then yeah, great. But if you don't, like in that last game, you rely so much on your opponent making a mistake rather than going for something convincing, which always makes me feel a little bit,
I mean, Armani's so standard in the early game usually, and I think he's a master of it. On any other map, I'm okay with it. Like, yeah, here, your natural gets blocked. Go take the third, do the defense. I think he could pull it off. On Submarine, not so much. And it does look like Mr. Parting is going to come in Dragon Phoenix style and block the natural, because we all know Dragon Phoenixes are dickheads who don't let you expand when you want to. They say, no, this is my mountain. Get away from my hoard of gold.
He's whipping Armani with his Dragon Phoenix.
Yeah, unsolicited Dragon Phoenix assault. Always one that Protoss like to do in this early game with that probe.
Indeed. I'm actually annoyed that the probe is still the early probe is still a thing. You know, you send it across the map so quickly to go for the hatchery block, and Zerg's just like, just take the third. What if eventually Protosses stop doing this, and Zergs just automatically take their third base location for a hatchery, and there's like no need to. Because it seems automatic now. Like you just instantly just go, nah.
I think it could happen, man. I mean, we even saw Pylon Block come back a little bit. People were like going core before Nexus, chronoing Adepts across, and like Pylon blocking the bases and trying to do cyber cores and stuff. Like, I kind of wish we had a bit more hero. Got to see a bit more Patience play. These are the sort of guys, obviously heroes in the military. Patience still playing right now, but don't get to see him as much as we used to.
Yeah, he's in the Lima League every now and then, but and he's actually made it to the grand finals once recently-ish. But pretty much just the occasional online cup for Patience. You don't see him really qualify for the big leagues at the moment.
Well, we are going to be seeing a nice early Adept here for Parting coming across the map. And, Stalker queues up before going for Tech. Was this core before Nexus? No.
No. So I think
Twilight's a little late.
I can't. Yeah, I was gonna say this is another Twilight one, but it's.
I guess this is just. Oh, I guess you send the probe across so early, it slows everything down, doesn't it? I'm like, why is everything 10 seconds late? I was like, oh, okay. It doesn't really change too much. You know, you're slowing their build down, you're slowing your build down. 19 workers Zergling. Is he gonna continue the all in or drone behind it? Because I feel like, he's gonna actually continue. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I thought it might just be the first wave.
The old 19 drone Ling Flood. I think Parting knows this is happening because he saw the Lings just try and cycle around to the south of the map with his Adepts.
Oh, don't underestimate Parting's ability to just think that there's like so few drones because his opponent's afraid. Parting is one of the cockiest players in this matchup, and sometimes he gets caught just not looking. And there's nothing even
Parting's
in the wall.
All right, rip.
Yep.
Rip.
GG.
Rip. GG.
Kill the. Yep.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, this is one of the other very few ways that I get wins off parting. Do a speedling all in. He scouts that I don't have enough drones, but he's like not paying attention. And I'm like, sweet. Thankfully, he's drinking tonight. Like, that's usually for me. I think it's a good all in to mix in there, and it's good to keep him honest. Even Solar, every time he plays parting, he mixes one of these in. Because if you don't, parting will get away with cutting corners. And that's you know. I feel like when you're playing against parting in ZVP, you're a mum who has the most terror little shit of a child, and you're chasing him around the backyard. You're like, stop doing that, Dennis! And he's just fucking lighting things on fire.
Dennis
and like,
the Menace.
yeah, parting is literally Dennis the Menace. Like you're trying to keep him under control and keep him on the normal path. You're like, no. You're meant to wear pants, and you see him, he's just throwing his pants, which he somehow lit on fire, onto the neighbor's roof, and you're like, Dennis, what the fuck is this? That's playing ZVP versus parting. He just doesn't play normal. You're worried about how playing against him makes you look in front of your neighbors and your family, friends. They go, what did you do to make him turn out that way? You go, no, honestly, he just Nexus firsts with no scout, because he's a psychopath. I swear, I didn't do anything. He came out this way.
He just came out the womb like that. It's not our fault. There's something in the water in this, so I don't know.
It's tough, man. This guy down here, he puts the pressure on. He's been doing cannon rushes. He's been doing all sorts of wild aggression, and it looks like he wants to, this time around, not send the probe super duper early. It is parting.
And in the top left, recently disbanded the War Pigs, but he's back again into the finals of a weekly already, not wasting any time. It is a Freaky Freaks Armani.
So,
Freaks along with Jinner are like the only two Korean teams I can think of now. A lot of the Korean players are actually on Chinese teams at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. Kaisi Gaming. Dragon Phoenix Gaming.
Kaisi Gaming, Dragon Phoenix Gaming. I mean, Triumphant Song back in the day, but that's disbanded. GP, Team GP, I think is a...
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually not sure about that one.
I'm so bad at keeping up with the teams and who's on what.
Me too, but I try to make sure that teams get shout-outs, because as much as I think that people were kind of making a stink over something relatively benign was when War Chest Team League was announced and like, oh, where's our team support? I do think that team support is important. As much as I thought the War Chest Team League was just a cool idea and more of like a show matchy kind of thing rather than an actual team league. I do want to shout out them teams as much as possible, so I try to remain learned to an extent.
Yeah, I should do more Wikipedia searching during the lobbies to check. Sometimes teams do change. All right. So Armani's just going to go for that quick third base down at 20 supply. Classic style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend this at home. Coach people every day who do this, and I go, oh, that's fine. As long as you hit your opening really tight and you make sure you build your Overlord right on 25, you only build a queen first from the natural, and then I look at it and they're like, build 2 queens and a 19 Overlord plus the third hatch, and I'm like, okay, this is infinitely worse than taking the normal third base. Like, you don't understand how sensitive this build is. This is like the finesse opening. You got to be really focused on the minute details to pull this off. Queen on the natural, because you want the lava there, because that's where you're building drones to go to the minerals. You build just a pair of links to deny scouting. You delay your link speed a bit. Notice 2 already got pulled off gas here because you're trying to squeeze out the second queen, the Overlord, and then the Zergling speed goes down while you're supply blocked on 28. It's like such a detailed build order, and if you mess up 1 or 2 of those things, it's just worse than build 2 queens, build drones, take third at 30 supply. So yeah, it's very nice. You do get a slight advantage if you pull it off just right, though.
And Armani is pulling it off just right so far.
Adept gets the tumor, man. Adepts are really good at that these days.
Yeah, that bonus against light.
I think that was a really good change in hindsight, you know? My Hellions are actually able to kill tumors now. Used to be you'd scan, there's like 8 tumors on the screen, and you're like, ooh, we're going to need a second scan, even though I've got 8 Hellions here, like, just to clear them. But the fact that Adepts, Oracles, everything can do it, it's kind of nice.
Indeed. Confirming that Team GP is actually a Korean team, not a Chinese one. Thank you, Minox. Appreciate that. Oh, that's a dead drone. Nice.
Hey, very well done. That's irritating. So this is a bit more of a standard opening. Of course, it's going to be the 3-gate DT again coming out of parting. Not the absolute quickest Prism of all time here. Yeah, starts up at 3:45 and doesn't even have a chrono saved. Oh, there he does. Okay. Never mind. Just gonna go straight into that. 2 Adepts gonna come out, but one of them is weak, so I think Parting wants to do the double Adepts, clear the third out, and then shade across and try to join up with the DTs. But most likely he threatens a shade and then just pulls back to the third and chills out. Meanwhile, Armani is doing the exact same response every Zerg does every game. 5 Queens, get a Roach Warren just after the 4-minute mark, drone up to about 40 workers, and then make a shit ton of Zerglings, then Roaches if they're committing to the pressure. And he seems to know what he's up against. 3 Spores start immediately on 4 minutes 20. Well prepared.
Yep. Good reactions there from Armani. Of course, the Darkshine is done, so the Invisible Man is on the way. Prism starting to warp in those boys on the front line there. Armani hasn't seen where the Prism is just yet, but he will in a second. There it is. Hello?
Hello?
So Queen's moving to intercept. Hello?
Ah! Zerglings! Zerglings aren't on the Adepts. Oh, if he catches the DTs, it's maybe okay, but he's... Oh, God, Armani.
He's mishandling this a little bit here. He definitely had a moment where he could have picked off that Prism. In fact, it took a few more shots there with its 3 DTs in tow. 5 drones going down to the Adepts really does sting for Armani.
At the same time, with the Prism so wounded, I have hopes for the next step here. Lair does go up in the main base now. Another couple of DTs warp in. It's going to be just double Archon follow-up this time around. There is 5 Queens and 26 Zerglings out. Do not go across this map with your Lings, Armani. Stay at home. Yeah, he's got spotters. He knows there's no third base, so that's just completely standard. Parting's actually adding a shield battery right now at home. Is he afraid?
Always.
All right, got to pull those Lings back. Otherwise, the Prism can just ferry the Archons back, drop them just long enough to get a shot off, and then immediately pull them to safety. Oh, Lings pull back. He's got to be careful. Yeah, you see, Parting, it's the redrop is the scary moment, because that's when the Zerglings are all clumped up chasing them. So Armani's done a good job of pulling back there. Loses a handful of Zerglings, but that's kind of just the tax you pay. His drone count looking quite nice at 53 workers versus 48. And I actually think Armani, this is kind of textbook Armani. Strong position. He's defending everything. I think one of the weaknesses is often the Archon drop finds a lot more damage against him than it will against like a Rogue or a Serral. So he's just got to do a good job of kind of pulling those Overlords to safety a little bit more, making sure his Queens are in the right position, ready for these rotations.
Well, the Archon's still finding some creep damage over here on the right side. Just getting into the creep trimmers. Picking up a Roach there. Very nice. They got a Queen as well. And an Overlord in the middle of the map there. So nice damage from Parting's little Archon drop. And Armani going into +1 melee here. Bailing Nest as well, but with Roach speed. Looks like Lingbane Ravager for Armani. And Parting is, in true Parting fashion, just following things up with +1 attack and blink.
Yeah. There's melee on the way, though. So the thing is, if he overcommits to aggression, I think Armani will stomp it. And I think Parting's been punished enough at this point that by default, he won't just shove too hard. He'll go out and forage. But, he's looking for berries. If he finds a pack of lions, he's going to turn his hunters around, go home, maybe just do a little bit of farming, maybe chop some wood, mine some golden stone. Don't go and fight a giant set of crocodiles or lions with just a couple of hunters, mate.
Yeah, that's a noob mistake in any video game that allows you to do that. Ooh, Infestation Pit from Armani. Oh. Interesting. Oh. If there was +1 ranged attack, I'd be like, oh, they're going to see some Hell Muffins here, but no, it's melee.
The quick Infestation Pit is cool. Second Evo goes down as well. Now, Armani likes to do this thing where he delays Baneling speed. And thank you. Thank you, Armani. Because every time I've cast him the last few times, I'm screaming, don't forget Baneling's Bane! He starts it at the 9:30 mark, and I'm like, oh, this is so scary, dude. Oh, shit.
Oh, good warp in.
That's a Nina. We call that a Nina. It's where you leave your door open, and then as they step through, you step out from behind it with a fucking knife and just start butchering them. Nina used to literally do that on purpose, and it's the most triggering thing. She even did that earlier today, actually, in game 1. She pulled way back from her wall to make it look like she wasn't watching. And, like, I poke up there with a Zergling. There's, like, 6 sentries that are, like, just waiting, just trying to get me to run up the ramp. I'm like, it's always annoying when Protoss players are that quick. I don't think Parting did it on purpose, but he actually turned a mistake into his advantage, and that's just Parting, man.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Blinkstalker's in a Colossi, pure parting, and he's going to have a lot of force fields. In fact, he's got a lot of sentries already. Look at that. Friggin' 8 sentries chilling at that fourth nexus. The third's already up there in the triangle pattern. Yeah, that's what parting wants, man. We talked about it a bit before in PvZ. This is his ultimate unit comp. So Hive and Overlord drops.
Armani's playing like Serral, though. Like, he's actually really... This is not the mistakes that Armani has been making that I was talking about before this series. 85 workers, sick upgrades. The one thing I've criticized Armani for is when push comes to shove, often dies to not having enough Banelings. So right now he's making 20 Banelings. That's good. Make another 20 as you get the money, please. And... a couple Zerglings going to run in on the 4th. The Baneling drop is loaded up. I want to see that queue into the natural base. Adepts on the right-hand side go down. Parting's not really finding anything just yet. We've got Baneling drops on both sides of the map. Ooh, and a wave of force field's not really finding much. I think Parting has to back off, and these Baneling drops could find big damage.
Well, they certainly can. Oh, good reaction.
Unload!
Oh.
Aww.
Nah, he didn't get anything done.
Ooh, on the left, though.
On the natural, though.
Immortals get caught. Immortals get caught on the left. He's distracted, but Parting, even when his units are caught on the map, he still reacts so quick. Hot damn.
He didn't lose any probes. None to the Baneling drop, but he did lose a good chunk of his army here to Ragnarok's counterattack. Force field, absolute like maze garden here of force fields, cutting through a bunch of those Lings and Banelings.
Are we going Broodlords or Ultras? Yes, but he's going double Immortal. Oh, shit. We were talking about Ultras being good versus this style, but I think it seems like Parting already knows this is up. I think Broodlords would actually be amazing here.
Yeah, it's one of those few occasions, right? Oh, Banelings rolling in with +2.
Oh, yes. Damage. The High Templar as well. Oh, god damn it.
The blink.
Stalker's the ultimate bro. Happy to take one for the team. Obviously, I'm still cheering for... Yeah.
I love it in PvZ when like anyone with Blink Stalkers, when the Banelings are rolling in on their High Templar, the Stalkers will just tear their shirt open and bare their giant pants. Those Banelings straight to their torsos, just be like, ah!
People say it's the Zealot, like in that cinematic. Hells no, Stalkers are the real champs. They're the ones who
those things can take Banelings, man.
Jump on the grenade, man. They're there to do it for their team. I do love the Vipers. I'll tell you what, Immortals do wreck Ultras, but there's only 4, and Parting's not producing them anymore right now. And if you land Blinding Clouds on them, or if they're just kind of stuck attacking the Zerglings, they really don't do that much. Now, there's no Ultras out yet, but the tech is there. Great Aspire's on the way. I don't know, man. This is getting kind of crazy, and Armani's got a giant army.
But Parting has 1,000 Blinkstalkers, Pig, and Blinkstalkers beat everything, don't you know? Oh. Feedback on the Viper as well, and a pickoff. What a god. 11 probes dying at the 3rd, though.
And Tentacle Forest, the Archons decide to get it on with some hentai, and they come out the worst for wear after those Zerg players do check the match history and the browser history of the Archons. They say, naughty, naughty.
Like, you need to start watching different animes, my friend. There's nothing.
God damn it!
Some selection you've got.
Yeah,
there.
this is not very artistic. There's not a lot of artistic integrity. Go watch One Piece or something. Come on, none of this. Ooh.
Okay. Go watch One Piece. Yeah, there's some artistic integrity.
All right. Armani here. All the Banelings are kind of just chucked in with the army hotkey, and that's very dangerous against Parting, because he will try to drop an Archon in your army. He'll try to just blink forward. Another Baneling drop shut down, man. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Get it back in there. Slide back into daddy.
Into the Joey pocket of the Overlord there.
Yeah, Abatha literally copied the Overlord drops from Kangaroo Biology. He had a bit of a visit to the Outback and said, you know what? We're going to use that.
Yeah, Abatha Goes to Australia says, there's a lot of fucked up shit in this wildlife. We can make this way more dangerous and just take a bit of Australian wildlife as feedback.
Oh, only enough supply for 2 Broodlords.
Forever, though.
More broods, more broods. Give up this base, more broods. Give up this base, more broods. Zergling run by! Oh, Adrenal and 3-2, and he's not warped in DTs. No DT warp in, no win Parting.
Oh no, I think Parting's going to take some super critical damage here from Armani's run by.
Yeah.
His attack on the other side of the map is definitely finding a ton of damage. He's getting a lot of ravages. He's picked up a hatchery.
Oh.
Broodlords are on the way. Parting still has so many stalkers, though. I think he might actually be able to engage the Broodlords at the moment.
No, I really think he can. All the Banelings have gone down. Armani's been really sloppy at keeping his Banelings alive. No. He's got to save the Banelings for the blink forward. He can't just throw them away like this. Broodlords need to pull back. Armani's got to get back to the high ground. He can't tank this. He needs support for when that blink forward comes. Whoa, this is so close.
Get him, Party. There you go. That's it, son.
Blinding clouds.
Oh, that's a sick blinding cloud. Oh my god.
Oh man.
As well with Adrenal on the right side. The reinforcement link's so sick.
Our man Armani. Ooh, Zealots do come forward, but more Zerglings here. The upgrades are too good now. With only 2-1 upgrades for Parting against 3-2 Adrenal Zerglings. Pure Zergling wins against Zerglings, against Zealots, against everything.
The Zealots are trying so hard. They're like, we're built to kill this unit. Oh god, we're just dying in droves. The Lings are beating us. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Oh, Parting loses his cyber core as well, so he can't actually get any better upgrades.
That Ling run by, man. That Ling run by ruined him, though. Yeah. I mean, he actually lost the Twilight Council and the cyber core.
So get the upgrades.
Yeah, that's super awkward now, man. +3 carapace on the way. Yeah, Armani lost some drones and a base, but he's got bank. He's got a 6th on the way. His 5th base rebuilds. Still above 80 workers. Another Baneling run by comes through, and this is the one where I have higher hopes for this. Lots of cannons, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of cannons. I think Armani does have money to burn a little bit at the moment, though. A lot of minerals, fair bit of gas in the bank. 14 Banelings being made. 3rd base just got hammered a little bit there from another drop. And, yeah, this Nexus is in a ton of trouble. He's going to recall this Nexus. This is when you blanket it with Biles.
Oh, it's a DT prism as well, but there is Overseers here. I think he's going to try to kill the Overseers or cut off the reinforce with DT, so he's dropping DTs behind it, but his army's just too small. I think Armani here, he got big enough, fast enough, and just grew bigger than Parting was expecting.
And the Broodlord's still alive. Parting not really a convincing Stalker count and can't deal with the Ravages underneath the Broods. As long as the Broods have got an escort, they are terrifying against Protoss. A lot more Stalkers coming in for the high ground here. Parting is, I mean, he's trying to make magic happen here with a small amount of gateway units, but yeah, it's just the upgrades aren't there, the unit count's not there, and his economy is taking too many hits during the defense here. So it really feels like Parting's not going to be able to hold here.
Yeah, no Overseers here right now, so he's going to play Bile the Dark Templar, which it's like a blind person playing darts. It's pretty risky, and usually you end up hitting your friend.
I mean, he's killed the 3rd, he's killed the natural. Not a whole lot of mining in the natural left, but because I thought the 3rd was very, very important. Parting's supply is nearly 100 lower than Armani's. It's safe to say that that's pretty bad for the Protoss, no matter how good you are with your micro and your War Prism. GG. Armani on match point against Mr. EPTNA himself. Parting, I think, is one more of these than anyone else. The American ones, at least. I think.
What? Yeah.
It'd be him or Clem.
I think him makes sense, actually. That does kind of make sense. I will do a stat check on that. Big thank you, Tech Jess, for the 70-month resub. One of my absolute longest subs, up there with people like Mr. 69 Maynard and a handful of other people in that top club. Founders of the channel. Appreciate it.
Is that your partnership duration, 69 months?
I think it would be like 71 or 72 now. Because my own one, obviously your own sub duration is like the longest or whatever. I guess I can check it. If I go to my subscriptions, it should show. It auto subs you to your own channel, of course. 77 months, in fact. Hot damn.
Damn. So I'm a 77-month resub then. Because I'm a founder.
Founder just means you're one of the first 25 that is ever, or maybe first 25 that's still around. I'm not quite sure. One of those two.
Oh, I thought it was like people that sub in the first month.
I don't think so, but I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. I don't keep up with the Twitch things. You're like one of the 3 or 4 oldest ones that's still around. You know,
I am actually like I have a pretty decent Twitch channel, I would say. Like we do pretty well considering my average viewership and that sort of thing. But and I'm consistent. I've been full time on Twitch for a few years at this point, but I still understand and keep up with it very little. There's very little Twitch. Like it's like Fear Dragon's always like, oh, did you see this new email from Twitch? This new technology coming in? It looks really sick. And he like posts screenshots. I'm like, Worry about it when I have to.
Yeah.
I don't read any of it. I'm just like,
I'm like
I can
9 months.
still frame.
9 months later, I'm like, wow, that's a cool thing I saw on someone else's stream. Since when could you do that? Everyone's like, didn't you read the email from Twitch? I was like, I tend to delete them after taking a cursory
exactly.
glance. I'm like, is it telling me I'm copyright striked or something? Like, if not, no.
Dude,
Text to speech was one of the first things. That was one of the only things I got in early on, where like someone was like, dude, you should try this text to speech thing, and I was having like heaps of fun with it. And then I remember like 2 weeks after that, or a week after, and like everyone was going crazy seeing it on Destiny's stream because he was like the biggest streamer back then. And and that was where he literally did an 8-hour stream, which was just people going lol 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 and all that sort of shit.
Indeed, yeah. Text to speech is disabled in this channel though because people really abused it. I remember in particular the stream where it happened. I was doing a Dark Souls 3 challenge run. This is Cannon Rush from Parting, by the way. And people would like cheer with one bit, and it'd be like cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one.
Yeah, you got to put your limits on that. You got to put your limits and your duration where it cuts off each message. Barb, my secretary, she always gets cut off halfway through reading them. Dude, I really like when people pull workers to fight this, but I think that cannon's gonna kill a lot of workers. Yeah,
that's a nasty little cannon there. Oh, a gateway put out right outside of that. Right outside the pylon, so he actually has quite a bit of surface area on that, but the cannon does get up.
Oh, he does get caught. I was like, dude, have you ever seen a hornier pack of drones? They're just like, oh, I'm like, guys, what the hell? Calm down. There's almost no drones mining. And his whole thing is I have to stop the probe getting through or I'm dead. And he's trying to wait for the spawning pool so then he can build a spine crawler. This is hilarious.
You know what I've just realized, and this is a bit embarrassing because I've been casting this game for a long time. Oh, the other probe dies.
There's another one on the way though. This is so fun.
I've just realized that every single worker levitates.
Yes, they all hover, man.
Every single worker levitates.
Diet of beans gives you a lot of flatulence.
Right? And there's SCVs have a jetpack. This
gets through.
With the other cannon. Unbelievable.
Oh, no.
Parting, man.
Welcome to Parting Town, Armani. And this is it, man. There's a zealot's about to pop out. Oh, Zerglings do take down one of the cannons. Not bad. They still want that probe so badly, though. They want that probe so badly.
Yeah, they can taste it. They get a whiff of that probe and they can taste it. Oh, this is a kill pile. Okay, count another cancel pile on there.
Oh, there's just not enough money here for Armani. He's going to try and bust this with spines and Zerglings. I don't know, though, dude. I guess this spine on the natural can move up, but these cannons getting a lot of build time. Yeah, he's got to pull drones to fight these cannons on top of the ramp. And, oh, that low ground cannon is just doing so much.
And these two zealots as well to meet those drones who have been pulled to deal with the high ground cannons. Spine Caller's going to assist, but actually, it kind of looks like Parting's broken his back already here.
Yeah. Brokeback Mountain here on Ice and Chrome, and it definitely is going to be a whole lot of cannons up in your business. Harder and faster than you expected. And I think even though there's not much behind this, I mean, Parting's up to 21 probes, Cybercore's finishing, and it looks like that natural hatch is going to go down.
Yep, and that's, I mean, that's going to spell doom for you as a Zerg. In fact, a Robo being put in the main base of the Zerg here. Nestled in between some shield batteries. It's the Mickey Mouse build here with a robotics facility with shield battery ears.
One zealot does go down, but that hatch... Going to try and use the broodlings is Armani. This spine he managed to get in range of that cannon. The other one will be as well. So that cannon's going to go down. The question is, what's next? There's still another cannon. Two more on top of the ramp. Say, oh, you want to...
dead.
Ow.
Oh!
Ow.
Amazing.
Ow. 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 Sorry, I'm vocalizing all the Zergs in Twitch chat. Ow. Ow.
They're like, just let it end. It's the Ralph meme from Simpsons. It's like, stop, he's already dead.
Yes.
Just go to game 4. Oh my god.
Well, that ties it up 2-2, right? So
yeah, game 5. Sorry, yeah,
game
my bad.
5. So I'm trying to rewind, and my replay is just having a seizure. Make sure they don't start without me, please.
Sure.
Yeah, needed to pull a drone a little bit earlier. I think he almost broke through, and maybe if he split the drone attacks up a little bit better, he could have done it. But hot diddly damn.
Are we going to get game 5 here? Poggers.
Poggers.
Poggers. It's only 1:30. I feel like this tournament normally goes a little bit later.
Yeah, it normally goes for another hour and a half, man. I was literally saying this morning because my coaching student, Hagstrom, was nice enough to delay by half an hour. I was like, dude, I have a really long day ahead. Can we push back a little? He's like, yeah, no worries. And I was just saying to him, you know, I was like, yeah, it goes for a long time. I was like, unless Parting decides to just dominate everybody, because his series tend to be a lot quicker than everybody else's. And hey, Parting is here in the finals. A lot of these games have been rather quick, rather brutal. We're going into game 5 to decide the EPT America's Weekly number 32.
That's right. Let's do it. Eternal Empire as well. I feel like this is a pretty... this is like the map that Parting likes to cannon on the most, I think. But I don't know if he wants to do it this game. Not for a decider map. Surely not.
I don't think he will.
You say that.
I don't think he will, but you never know. Okay, so he's actually going to go and pull a probe pretty early here. So he might go 13 pylon. Yeah, so he wants to block the natural. I think 13 pylon gets you there just quick enough to block a 16 hatch, which is a nice way to start out if you want to just say, you know what, glaives are pretty good. That being said, they can wall off one side from glaives, right? So that's where Zerg players, I think, can dominate against a glaives build. And that's kind of why maybe Archon drops a little bit better here. I don't know. I look at this map. I'd probably say Stargate's one of the best openings, right?
I think so. I feel like a map like Ice and Chrome or Eternal Empire, like the two maps where you really... I just see Stargate builds being a little bit better, or just flying builds in general, like even Spire for Zerg on the other side of the fence. Just anytime you can close that map distance, use like the space of the map. Swing on in and be annoying. Doesn't take long to get from A to B.
Yeah.
Don't care about terrain.
Just get around. It's a great defensive map, Eternal Empire. This is the map where Parting is not afraid to keep warping in sentries 18 minutes into the game and try to force field like literally the biggest, most wide open areas on the map because he's a psychopath. Yep. He'll just fight there and say, no, I got 14 force fields times 3, so it's fine. I can do 3 battles of this. Like, okay.
I think that's how he eliminated Sue from GSL one season.
I think that's the game I'm thinking of. I think that's the game I'm thinking of.
He's just like, here's 70 force fields. And Sue's just like, well, okay, fuck. And then just loses. And that was obviously this map. And then Sue, I think, famously said on his said shortly afterwards, he's like, I don't understand how Parting is so good. All he does is stream and drink. Sue thought that was pretty unfair that Parting was still quite good when he... I mean, I don't know if he drinks all the time. I do know he likes to have a drink every now and then, but he definitely streams all the time. He is a spammer of streams. He
absolutely is. I mean, at the same time, Sue did try to go 12 pool against him, and don't get me wrong, I understand why we do it. We want to cancel him, you know, but when he does a cannon rush and you do a 12 pool, the thing is, like, I actually think Parting has made it so 12 pool is a bad build against him. It specifically hard counters one of his favorite builds, which is no scout. But is this a Zergling all in for game 5, Maynard?
I think it might be, Pig. 20 drones is one drone too many.
It shows one Zergling on the left. It's like, oh, I'm just going to scout. It's a normal scouting Zergling.
Yeah, don't worry about it, mate.
Don't worry. Just a single Zergling
just
having
a couple
scout.
Hundred minerals here.
Oh, but he sees that and he thinks he thought it might have been more because Parting didn't see that it was just one ling. He's like, oh, maybe I'm being Zergling all in. I better build his shield battery. Oh, he's got the read, man. He's got the read.
This time, Parting is not going to get caught with his pants down, but Armani may still rip his pants off. I think is what Game 5 is looking like at the moment. We'll see though. Shield battery definitely does not look good for Armani.
Yeah, because that can be overcharged and it just like heals one of these buildings, which by the way, the graphic sometimes breaks on. If it's healing a building, you got to keep an eye on the shields of the building. And it won't actually show the graphic of it channeling to it a lot of the time, but it actually will be healing it. I've miscalled that a few times. Yeah, where I've been like, he's misclicked it, it's not healing. And I'm like, oh, it actually is.
Wow, this thing's not losing hit points. That's crazy.
Well, you know what is kind of cool here is Armani's like, well, okay, he's so rock solid, we can't do shit. But the Observer, if the Observer sees him,
he's making more lings.
Well, yeah, because he's already all in. The thing is, now the Observer sees it, and this is just such a crazy all-in attack. He's got to just tear these walls down. The Adept in front of the wall gets walled in there fully. Wave after wave of wall in. Man, these Adepts are going to get so much damage. Look at that healing on the gateway.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I am seeing the beam, though. But yeah, the Cyber Core being picked off means no more Adepts, but there's already a Sentry. There's already an Adept and a Stalker behind the line here, and they're in range of these Lings. Still a lot of Lings left over from Armani, but obviously he is extremely committed. This is the most all-in you can do, I think, in ZVP at the moment. Apart from the 13-12, I guess. Like, it's that level of all-in.
Yeah, and you know what? The wall is going down, but there is still a Stalker, a Sentry, an Adept, and Immortal dealing out damage, and the Zergling count. 45 Zerglings on this map. Oh my god.
That's a lot of Lings, man.
I think he's gonna...
If you're a Zerg out there and you don't have a soul and you don't lose sleep over being cheesy, this build seems like a free win, a noob slayer build right here. It's so easy to do and so hard to hold.
Oh, the shield battery's gonna go down. He's in! All 10 Zerglings that are still left alive.
Armani was on 20 workers for a while. He just made 8 drones, but is the game over? I don't think so. Or more with the natural.
Oh no. I don't think he kills like a few probes. The probes win that fight. He's gonna try to get the wall off up. Yeah, Parting's got a thick choke point there. Look at that wall. That's our artistry right there.
Yeah, Rotterdam watches this wall and he weeps in joy. He's just like, oh, this is the most beautiful wall I've ever seen in my whole life.
This one creepy overlord in the main is like, I'm just gonna slide on out here. Ah, fuck!
So Armani's dropping a Roach Warren and also some drones, but he's put the Roach Warren in a weird spot, which leads me to believe that he might actually just go for another follow-up attack, but with roaches.
Yeah, that's what I like to call the let's give a force field to the Protoss Roach Warren position. It's
toss a coin to your Protoss.
3 Immortals coming across. I believe I speak for all Zergs watching when I say fuck.
Shibal.
Oh no.
Yeah, and Armani just made another big round of drones there. So he goes up to 46. Overlords as well on the way, but I think there's going to be nothing but units from Armani for a little bit.
It's the right way to play here. Just, skip the lair, just go pure Ravagerling, I think. I do think he needs a third gas because the slow roaches are going to be kind of shit here. Oh, this Overlord on 1 hit point survives. Oh, get out of here. He should have moved south with that Overlord. I'm cheering for my boy Armani, but I know he's pretty dead, guys. Don't get me wrong. He's got a spine. He's got queens up the front. He knows the push is coming. There's not that many force fields. There's only 1 sentry. I would say he's actually hoping Guardian Shield. Oh, a second sentry's coming as well. Guardian Shield gets used, so there's not as many force fields. Only 1 Ravager. He's building a lot of Zerglings. The Lings need to get ready to wrap around from behind, but those Zealots are going to be a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, obviously they don't have charge or anything or upgrades, but they're tanky. Oh, they're caught behind the army, though. Zealot's not where they need to be. They need to be in front of this force. Retreat there. Surround for the Lings. They pick up a warp in. They're on the sentries. Armani.
He saves one.
He's got so many queens.
Come on, queens, roaches, ravages, but those 3 daddy immortals still rocking up the back, and
Roach Warren, goodbye.
Yeah, Roach Warren goes down. Doesn't even have the money to replace it. It goes down now in the back of the main, but it's an awkward position for Armani. Down 2 workers trying to get more spines up, trying desperately to hang on. Blink and Probe start up behind it. Once Parting's got you pinned in a defensive position, that is when his transition starts. Never before that. Ooh, the Immortals just make that spine disappear. He's got to get rid of those Ravagers, those sentries.
Oh, the Lings are coming in for a bit of a flank here. They were going to go for a counterattack, but they came back home. The Zealots definitely assisting a lot here. Now the Zealots are doing their job. The Immortals, there's 3 Immortals here, and they've barely been scratched, Pig. They haven't even been scratched at all, except for one of them. And
one of them has 33 kills. 33 kills on one of these Immortals. The others are both at almost 20.
16.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 33 on that one, 17 on that one, and 17 on the other one. Not bad, not bad.
He's fighting his heart out to hang on, but Armani spent so much money on his all-in attack, and he took out a lot of buildings. He messed up the infrastructure of Parting. He killed a handful of probes, but when you're at half their economy for the first 7 minutes of the game, it is hard to recover.
Really good splits against the Biles as well. Parting is barreling through Armani here. Armani's sticking in the game because it is match point. It is the final, so why not? You got nothing else to lose except for maybe a miracle comeback, but it would be such a Hail Mary. Even getting this Overlord Forest, which is parked over the 3rd base, that means no more units for Armani. He's using a lot of lava to make Overlords while being attacked by a superior force, which is never good for you. Ah, man, this is it's all Parting here. He's going to get another one of these championships, I think, Pig.
Yeah. It is, of course, the EPT American Weekly, Parting's wheelhouse. He loves this tournament every week. Comes in here, Not always sober, but always playing his A game.
Usually not without... He usually hasn't slept. He's been playing since 7 a.m., but... parting. Another one in the bag. A 3-2 over Armani. A pretty competitive final. Like a great back-and-forth final. One of the better ones, I feel. There's been a few...
He won a macro game.
Washes.
Yeah. Armani won a macro game.
I'm dead for it. Yeah, absolutely.
I was very surprised by that, man. That was really impressive. I feel like he channeled his inner Serral, you know? I think Protoss players look at Armani and they're like, oh, he's just going to turtle. Like, be overly safe and he can't compete in late game. But he showed he could there. Got the Broodlords out on time. I mean, hats off to Armani for doing that. At the end of the day, though, rock solid against the All-Ins. After dropping that Everdream map to the Zergling Flood, Parting took no chances in Game 5, and I'm actually rewatching on 2x speed that engage, because that was just so hilarious to watch. It was just Zerglings flooding the natural, trying to take down the buildings, and I mean, they kill a bunch of buildings. Like, it is a trade. Keep in mind, you are actually killing things, but it definitely is not efficient. I mean, at the end of all that, there was that one Immortal who killed like 20 Zerglings, then came over and killed even more. The unit's loss tab was just getting worse and worse throughout, and it's a big all-in attack. Didn't catch Parting by surprise. Parting with a textbook just counterattack across the map and closes it out.
Indeed. And congratulations to the big boy. A nice twist from Parting. Man of many twists.
Yeah, well, he does like to twist it.
He does like to twist it. He's good at it. Always stick with what you're good at. Now, Pig, that's it for my stream. Is it for yours as well?
Absolutely, mate. Thanks for joining me, dude.
All right. Well, take it easy, man. I guess I'll catch you next week, probably for some more casts.
Hope so, man. All right. Have a good night. Enjoy the afternoon. Say happy birthday to Callie for me.
Will do, mate. Much love.
Good night. And Maynard's managed to end that. Awesome. GG. Well played, guys. Parting is your grand finalist and the winner of the EPT Americas Weekly number 32. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That was a fun series. Apologies for fixing the display settings early on during that finals, but we did get it fixed up, looking nice and good. Thank you everybody for the support, and if you enjoyed the videos, please consider supporting the Patreon. Link is down below in the YouTube description. And yeah, hit the like button, click the follow button if you're watching live on Twitch. See you in the next week's games. Good night.